3 successive depressions, winds over 50 knots and waves up to 6 feet high have knocked out 12 of the 35 vessels racing the Transat Jacques Vabre between Le Havre in France and Puerto Limón in Costa Rica.
The Transat Jacques Vabre is finished for us.
It was their mast that failed Arnaud Boissier and Gilles Vénéard. As for Prince de Bretagne, a linking arm snapped under repeated shocks. Meanwhile, the insatiable Atlantic waves have felled others. A leak in Cheminy-Pujalat forced Bernard Stam to fire off his beacon before being airlifted off the Azores. A delicate operation performed in the raging seas.
Be aware that a boat like this has a mast with stays. The helicopter will maybe have to ask the crew to get in the water or a lifeboat so they can get a diver down.
On PRB, a torn section of around 1.5 meters forced its skipper Vincent Rioux to make a technical stopover in the port of Horta on the Portuguese island of Faial. But the findings were fatal. The race is over for these 2 sailors.
That's the damage. This is a big disappointment for the crew. We came here to race and to win, only to find ourselves 5 days immobilized in Horta with the boat broken. It's really not easy.
The fleet of survivors must reach the trade winds in a few days. Among the multi-hulls, Actuel has been leading the way. As for the monohulls, some serious strategical racing has been brewing between Verbach-Paprec, Banque Populaire and Hugo Boss. An autumn meeting place for exceptional yachts. Like every year, Cannes has welcomed in the Royal Regatta. The old port has become a landscape of tall masts and tall ships. It's a marriage of elegance and history, demonstrated here with Manitou, a magnificent sailing ship from the US. Built in 1937 for Chicago gentlemen, it was later sold to the Coast Guard, who made it available to an illustrious amateur sailor.
In 1960, after President Kennedy was elected, he selected Manitou as a presidential yacht. And so as part of making it appropriate for a president, obviously he had to have all the electronics put on board so that he was in constant touch with the White House. And so the boat got the nickname the Floating White House.
JFK often sailed to Chesapeake Bay with his family or guests. That was how the legend of Manitou was born. The new owners have taken 9 months to do necessary restoration to bring back all the luster of this jewel of the seas.
This is the main cabin, of course. President Kennedy would have slept here. He spent many nights on the boat. And a very unique feature for a boat of this era is it has a bathtub, and which is rather unusual. And the way it was when it was originally built.
From the cabins to the deck, all the teak, mahogany and bronze have been renovated, and the spirit of this yachting classic has been well preserved.
The owner has to have a real passion for both racing at sea and shipbuilding. That's not so common. However, every year there are 3 or 4 boats which are restored in the world to a very professional standard, while also respecting tradition.
When we restore the boat, we're restoring it not only for now, but the boat is now 80 years old. A little more, it will probably be 180 years old. And so, who knows what the future of the boat is. And each owner has a responsibility to keep the boat in fine condition so that we can pass it on to the next generation.
The legacy is intact. Sailing for over 80 years, Manitou still has plenty of naval adventures before it.